What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the Phaithful Phanatics Show / NBA Draft Watch Party. Who will the Sixers take at number 3? Shams is saying they will stick and pick at number 3. We are live here right now from DSM-Media's Philadelphia YouTube and Twitter channels. So do yourself a favor. Do us a favor. Make sure to check us out on Twitter first at DSM_media. Hit that follow button and then check out the link tree in our bio. Check out the YouTube channel specifically. It is the best and only spot to get your thoughts, comments, questions, like you can see on the screen below me right here, to be interactive with us. I'm one half of your host, Dylan Davis. To my right, my faithful co-host, Scotty. We're going to stream for the next 10 to 15 minutes, talking Sixers, talking third pick. What are the options? Ace Bailey, does he not want to come here? VJ Edgecombe, how was his one-on-one workout? And then we're going to watch live. We're not going to have it on the screen for anyone asking. I don't believe we can do that. We're going to watch along with you guys the first 3-ish plus picks, see who the Sixers take, and then talk about it for a little bit. But my man, what is going on? Happy Wednesday. Jarrett saying draft Ace. D-Rab saying go get Ace. To hell if he wants to come here or not. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with still doing it, Scotty.
Yeah, I am too. Happy hump day, my man. You hit the nails on the head as far as like what's headlining this for us, just from the Sixers perspective. And yeah, we got a busy night. I get an exciting night, not a busy night, because it's gonna be over before we know it with the third pick. If we're sticking and picking like Shams is saying, then it should be over fairly quick for us tonight. And I think they're splitting the 2-round draft. Are they splitting it across 2 nights, man?
They did that last year for the first time, didn't
correctly?
they? I believe so. And it's so irrelevant at that point.
So corny. I'm not tuning in for second-round picks. Not to say that I won't be excited by the time the season starts to like see what happens with one, but I'm not going to sit there and watch a second round of the NBA draft, man. But excited for tonight. Excited especially to see how this top 10, how the lottery plays out. I want to see the top 14 to 15 picks, how they ultimately play out, and where everybody's going. But the reports have been just absolutely wild. I don't know if you saw the video of Ace at the Mets game. And I think a fan was like yelling Sixers or something at him, and he just like turned around and ran the other way. So that was interesting. He's interesting, but the bottom line for me with Ace Bailey, we can start there, I guess.
Yeah.
The bottom line for me with Ace Bailey is what was reported today. And that was him being asked directly, do you have a preference in where you are going? And he says no. That's all I needed to hear. You hear it from him, and that's all that matters. I've seen the rumors. He only wants to play for the Wizards, the Pelicans, or the Nets or something.
If he truly does want to get to Washington, he is the first dude
ever.
Michael
Jordan, when he's washed. Wash Michael Jordan.
Yeah. But he is the first kid coming out of college to beg to get to Washington. Cooper Flagg was praying on his hands and knees that Washington didn't end up with that first overall pick.
Oh my goodness. It is interesting just to hear some of the character flaws. But is this just, people trying to ruin the kid's name? It could be that at the end of the day, man. It could be people riding on some of the rumors and some of the things that have been shared about Ace Bailey. But then you go to his teammates, right, at Rutgers. They have great things to say about him. Everybody wants Dylan Harper, right, at that second pick. He has great things to say about Ace Bailey. So there's a lot of conflicting reports, and it's getting to the point where let's just see. And if Daryl Morey and Nick Nurse and all these guys in the Sixers organization, if they think that Ace Bailey is the best player and that he's going to be the best player, you draft him, man. You don't worry about all that stuff. So
no, Ace is the correct place to start because it's the guy you and I immediately went to when the Sixers got the 3rd overall pick on lottery night, and Sixers Twitter went into complete and utter shambles over whether he's the guy or whether he's a bust or not. And, we went over that for a couple of weeks, but I told you before the show, the comments or the reports that, he bailed and canceled the Sixers, canceled on the Sixers for their workouts. And I believe he didn't work out. I don't think he worked out for anybody like inside the top 8 or whatever it was.
He apparently worked out for the Wizards, and that was reported today.
And that's, yes, okay. You threw a wrench in my plans because Ace Bailey was the guy, the projection, the ceiling that got me excited again as a Sixers fan. And now I've kind of pivoted, and I haven't pivoted, to a negative. I just pivoted to, I'm okay with that. Like, at this point, if Ace Bailey does not want to play for Philadelphia, I would still probably take him anyway. I'm not going to lie to you. But if that's not an option, the Sixers are going to move on in a different direction. I'm okay with VJ Edgecombe.
Yeah.
If they traded back and got a Con Knipple, a Malawach, a Trey Johnson, a Derek Queen, I'm okay. We don't know what's going to happen, but the Ace Bailey wrench just threw me across the board. Like, I don't know I don't know what's going to happen tonight now.
It's a heavy wrench too, honestly. I mean, there's a lot weighing on Ace Bailey. He is, what would you call it? The enigma of this draft. Like, you are either going to pass, rightfully so, on the guy with all the red flags going into the draft, even though he has all this talent, or you are going to pass on a future Hall of Famer, a future 10-time All-Star, right? That's
and
the
let me just ask you, man.
Thrown in here.
Let me just ask you, who the hell does this kid have, like, in his corner? Who's in this kid's ear? Because I agree with everybody. Everything that I've seen on Twitter, whether it's just an NBA, account or it's other Sixers people, content creators, everyone is kind of in agreement. This decision probably isn't Ace Bailey's himself. This is whatever agent he has, whatever friends back home, family back home. There are people in this 18-year-old's ear, and that's the biggest shame of it all. But to D-Rab's point, I saw the comment above this one, and Martian saying he is 18. D-Rab's, I agree. I'm all about that. Like, if you don't want to play for me, I mean, you can go play overseas if you want.
Yeah,
but I'm going to take you.
And let's be honest. I mean, if you get to a situation and it's, fucking Eli Manning walking in the building, he's like, I'm not playing for y'all. You can trade the kid. At the end of the day, you'll be able to move him. I don't think it's like that much of a risk. And once again, I just don't think, like, I have to believe that an 18-year-old kid getting his opportunity,
he's going to suit up and play basketball.
He's going to suit up and play the sport that he loves, man. I do think there's a lot of smoke with this kid. Also, I will say this, man. I will say this.
You want your money or no?
VJ Edgecombe. I think I'll phrase it this way, because I haven't necessarily moved off of Ace, or like you said, it's not a negative thing towards it's negative to an extent. I'm taking it with a grain of salt, the reports, right? And it's gotten to the point now where I'm learning more and more about VJ. I'm seeing the comps that he's getting compared to, the Victor Oladipos I saw thrown out there. I've seen Dwayne Wade thrown out there. I went to Chat GPT, man. They came out off the books comparing this dude to Anthony Edwards. I'm not going to go that far. That's a dream, right? But when you really start to think about this kid, work on his ball handling, his playmaking a little bit, sure. Like that can be fixed. He has the athleticism, the defensive intangibles. And the thing is, his shot's not broken. It's just not as good as Con Knipples or Trey Johnson's. Yeah. That's the thing with VJ Edgecombe. It's not like he can't shoot.
Brother, I'm glad you brought that up, because that's what's so hard about us trying to do this. And it's fun to be hypothetical, and it's fun to, you have your own opinions, excuse me. But Tyrese Maxey shot like 28% from 3 at Kentucky.
Very good point. And I think,
was anyone predicting Tyrese Maxey to be the type of shooter, a 3-point shooter he is today?
Right.
No.
Right.
You just don't know how. Someone is going to get picked inside the top 10 that we're going to look back on in 5 or 6 years and say, how the hell did this dude go here? And then someone's going to get picked about 32nd, and we're going to look back and go, how the hell did he fall all the way here? It's just outside of, the first 3 or 4 that everyone kind of agrees on are the consensus guys. You don't know.
And because I see Martian's comment here. He's not with VJ. And I am just curious on the explanation for that. Like, to be against VJ. That would be my question to Martian, just why. But enlighten me. My thing with VJ, because as I was talking through my description of him, I started thinking like, damn it, like Matisse Thybulle, like Ben Simmons. Like I get that frame of mind.
Evan Turner.
The defensive intangibles, the athleticism, it's like that's not all that matters. I know that. But I think when you look at what we have on our team right now, don't think about the past. Think about what we have on our roster right now. We have Quentin Grimes, we have Jared McCain, we have Tyrese Maxey. These guards that can just score the hell out of the rock, quite frankly. They can do, quite frankly, what they want on offense, especially when they all hit the court together next season. They struggle on defense.
Yeah.
They're not great defensively.
Agreed.
And if you can
Agreed, because to Martian's point, he's not going to be your two guard. But so let me ask you this. Is he too close to Quentin Grimes? And if Quentin Grimes is in your future, is VJ Edgecombe the pick at that point then?
I think that's fair. That's a fair question. I don't think
Martian, this is kind of where I'm at. This is the whole Ace comment throwing a wrench in my plan, because that was kind of the border for me at 3. To me, it's the consensus 3. Anything below that, I'm okay with, but then I'd probably slightly move down, if that makes sense. Like at that point, am I not trading back to 5 or 6 and taking Trey Johnson or Con Knipple? I might be, to be honest with you. Let me ask you this. I believe it was Philly RB. I saw his tweet 2 or 3 days ago. Did you see that? Is the report true that VJ's one-on-one private workout with the Sixers did not go well? He shot the ball. He was nervous. He shot the ball really poorly.
I think it's more, people. Yes, yeah, he shot the ball poorly. He was nervous apparently in the meetings. But from what I heard, he did display what you expected him to display, which is defensive intangibles, his athleticism, the things he can do on the court. But no, he did. That was definitely a true report. It's like the half empty, half glass full, right? Like he showed up to the workout. Ace didn't even fucking work out. So it's like I do get it. Like he had a nervous workout. It's not great, whatever, but. I get it. Role player though, what if Trey Johnson and don't get me wrong, because when I was doing my research for the show tonight and for the draft tonight, I was looking at Trey Johnson, and I'm with you, Martian. Offensive phenom. He has it written all over him. He's a prolific scorer. What if he can't defend, man? Can he play beside Maxey and McCain if he can't defend?
That's the tough thing. As we hit 8 p.m., man.
Let's see.
The last thing I would say is from Sham, by all accounts, they are sticking and picking at 3. To me, Scotty, that leaves 2 options on the table, and that is Ace Bailey or VJ Edgecombe. Anything else sticking at 3, I think would be a shock to me. And if you are Ace Bailey, I would just ask you, who in the blue hell do you think you are? Fire your agent, get in the gym, be grateful for the spot that you're in. Not that you don't deserve it, but you are about to be paid a lot of money. Show up, bro. That's the last thing.
I honestly won't. I won't be shocked. I do agree with you. I think in reality, the prospects in this draft, I think it lines up where you should be able to get a Con or a Trey at 6. I don't think I think it could play out a lot differently than what we think, man. And I think those guys could be gone by 6. And that's the problem with trading down. I know we didn't talk about it much before this draft started, but trading down, the only things I've seen have been 6, 7, the 8th spot. And there's just no guarantee that you're going to get one of those 3, whether it be
I feel you.
Con or Trey, right?
That
is my worry.
I'm trying to find Martian's other comment this. So the only thing I would say back to this is, what pick isn't going to be a role player on the current Philadelphia 76ers? And I get it, we're all doom and gloom right now, and no one really is too hopeful that Joel's going to come back and be even 90% of the former MVP, and no one's too confident in this point in Paul George's career of staying on the floor. But we got to throw hope aside. This is the roster we have. We're trying to be competitive. We all know once the season starts, game 1 of 82, we're all going to be hoping that, this thing works out. If it's Ace Bailey, if it's VJ Edgecombe, if it's Con Knipple, if it's Trey Johnson, what player isn't going to be a role player between 3 max contract guys this year?
Yeah.
Now, we're talking 3 years down the line, Martian. Yeah, I get your point. Like, Ace might be a star in 3 years. VJ could just be, an okay wing in 3 years. I get that. But the next year or two, whoever's taken right now is just going to have a role within this team.
It's interesting, man. It's like when you look at Ace and you look at VJ, obviously, I think it's obvious that VJ would fit right now better than Ace. I think that's obvious. I think the question is, how high do you think his ceiling is in comparison to Ace? And let's just say that the consensus says Ace is going to be the better player overall eventually. How much better is he going to be, right? How much better or how fast could VJ be impactful in the team? So these are the things that we're going to weigh out. There's been a lot of smoke each way. I'm just excited now, man. I'm getting goosebumps, honestly.
Adam Silver's taking the stage.
I do have a question as it starts here, man.
Yeah.
I saw some things floated around. Would you consider moving like a McCain or a Maxey to move up in the draft?
No, I mean, unless it's to get Cooper Flagg at 1, then no.
Yeah.
Am I moving Tyrese Maxey to go get Dylan Harper at 2? You out of your mind? McCain, no.
The one
you know why? Because I've watched with my own 2 eyeballs what Jared McCain can do at an NBA level as a guard.
Yeah.
Can Dylan Harper be better, especially if he's the projected number 2 overall pick? You're goddamn right he can. Yeah. But I've seen Jared McCain do it. I don't know if Dylan Harper's going to do it. Yeah, Adam Silver's flapping his gums on the stage.
Always. No, I do feel you, though. I do feel you. What if the Spurs took Ace? I mean, they shouldn't. I do think – I don't know. They have, like, Stephon Castle. They have De'Aaron Fox. All the reports say they're going to take Harper, but that would be the ultimate wrench.
How about this?
Then you get back to that same point, man. We're talking about guards. Dylan Harper is like the ultimate guard in this draft. But you do have McCain, Maxey, and then if you want,
it's true, but you do it. Like if he fell to 3 because of something at 2, you do it. Like
so
McCain can just keep coming off the bench at that point.
I feel that.
But by the way, as we're starting this draft process off right now, the Mavericks are on the clock. I think we know where they're going. How hilarious would it be if the Dallas Mavericks don't take Cooper Flagg?
And he went to the Spurs with Wemby.
Put it this way: they have 5. They're at 440, so it's 5-minute picks. We will know who is in a 76er uniform unless they trade back within the next 15 minutes. I was just about to ask you something else, and now it kind of slipped my mind.
What's your final prediction?
I think they stick with Ace, dude.
I think they go VJ.
All right.
I'm not going to be mad at Ace. I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to be mad.
That's what I was going to say. I just had to look into the corner of my screen. As we start the NBA draft right now, there's 275 people in here between Twitter and YouTube. I know there's probably a lot of you watching on Twitter. Please do us a favor. Check out the link tree in our bio. Just go over to the YouTube channel to watch it. Hit subscribe. We're trying to continue to grow. Things like this obviously greatly help. You can see all the comments piling in. And it's really, I know we've gotten a couple of Twitter ones sneak through, but for the most part, if you comment on Twitter, we can't see them through StreamYard. I don't know what the issue is. So that's why, for the most part, we tell you to go sub to the YouTube channel. Tell him, Martian. Oh, good. I get to listen to Stephen A. talk.
Do you have the volume? I can't hear it, by the way.
I have it slightly up. I don't want to. I mean, I can turn it up if you want.
No, it's okay. I was just curious if you were like actually listening.
I mean, you would think the Dallas Mavericks would just have their pick in already instead of dragging this shit out.
Yeah, you know how they go, though.
Yeah. Well, they're smiling right now in the war room, so.
Man. Yeah, there were thoughts in my head that there were thoughts that crossed my mind of, would I pair Maxey with the third pick and trade it to Dallas? They don't need Maxey though. That's the big thing. So they probably still wouldn't do it. But I think I would do it for Cooper Flag, man, just to have that for sure face of the franchise going forward. Cooper Flag.
Anything going on Twitter? I don't want. That's the other thing. It's like, do I check social media and get the update quickly?
Get the news first, because somebody's gonna comment it, and then it's gonna get broken.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Michael KB, who follows the Sixers, says 2 minutes ago, feels like Edgecombe is going to be the pick for the hashtag Sixers, for whatever that is worth to you.
I wonder why he says that.
I think I say ace to you, man, just because it's like my hope. You know what I mean? But
I'm telling you, I've really come around on VJ lately, man. I see it. I see it. I won't lie though. The comparisons definitely.
I'm not gonna lie to you. When you started talking about Trey Johnson there for a second, in my head, I'm like, take Trey, dude. But I know we need something different. It's just whoever it is. Let me say this to you. Whoever it is, whoever's going to be the pick, I hope we get what we've been asking for, because for far too long, earlier you mentioned the Ben Simmons, the Matisse Thybulle of the world, Martian, commented Evan Turner. We've gotten these dudes that are, first, second team, first, second, all defensive team, can lock down wings, which are guys you need.
Yeah.
But they can't do anything on the offensive end. They're just a net zero on the offensive end. And in a playoff series, it kills us, because then defensively for the other side, it makes things much more difficult for Joel and for everybody else. But then we get guys that can shoot the hell out of the ball, but they're undersized, or they're too slow. You had your JJs, you had your Seths, who were amazing. You had, more recently, you had your big George Niang, right? We've had these guys that can shoot 42% from three, and they're awesome on the floor, but you get to a playoff series, and they're getting hunted. Whoever the pick is tonight, whether it's VJ Edgecombe, who we know can play defense and is athletic, can he somehow develop that shot bet more over the summer? Whether it's Trey Johnson, does he have more of a defensive bone in his body than we think or realize? Whoever we get, can they just be viable on both ends of the floor for this team?
Yeah. And I think it's a great segue, man. It's a great segue to us ultimately making this pick coming up, man. That's why I ultimately came to the conclusion of VJ Edgecombe, because I want that two-way player.
That's interesting to me. That is interesting. So you think his shot would be easier to grow, to fix, than Trey Johnson on the defensive side of the court? I only asked that, and I'm not saying you're wrong. The only reason I asked that is because at this level, bro, how big is Trey Johnson? 6'5"?
6'5", 6'6", maybe?
Somewhere in that range, right? Dude, at this level, how much of defense is just effort?
Yeah, that's fair.
Here we go.
It's fair.
You would have never guessed it. Who went first? Surprise, everybody. Trade Luka Doncic in the middle of the night for a bucket of balls, and your reward is Cooper Flag. That is un-effing believable.
That's fair. That's so fair. Oh, man.
Feels like a good time after Cooper was selected to pull this back up. Now there's over 305 people in here. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please help yourself. Help us. Subscribe, comment, get interactive with us. We'll be live multiple times during the week.
Man. Apparently, minus 700 that the Sixers are going to take VJ with the third pick. So the books think it's going to happen.
Well,
just come around, Marsh. Whether you love it or not, whether you hate it or not, come around. You got to root for him, so you might as well get over it. I don't agree. I don't think he's a role player. I would puzzle it. I would pencil it this way. If that's how you feel, then Ace has to be the pick at 3. Because
there's no other guy that has star written on, like, as of right now.
Everybody outside of the top 3, which is Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper, and Cooper Flagg, all of these guys could be role players for all we know. We're hoping that they can turn into something more than what they are. So I feel you. If that's the case, then Ace is the guy.
Yeah, and I said this to Scotty before, man. I meant to kind of start the stream with this, but I'm trying to change my thought process on the Sixers over the summer. Like, I'm just tired of being miserable about them. We're going to talk about them. We want them to win. Am I like one of these guys that are just, well, the East is wide open? What? I mean, I get what you're saying. But, I mean, Jason Tatum and Tyrese Halliburton being out is just as good as saying Joel Embiid's going to play the whole season. Like, we don't – but my point is
East has been wide open.
Everything that needs to go right for the Sixers is all out of our control. Like, even if this – like, we want to nail this pick. You need to nail this pick. It was a gift to get a top 3 pick right now with having who we have on max deals. But, everything's out of our control. All it is hope. Hope, hope, hope. Paul George can play. Hope, hope, hope. Joel Embiid can play again and play at a decently high level if he's ever, you know what I mean? That's out of my control. So what am I going to do? Am I going to sit around for the next 5 to 6 months and just be like, well, we're screwed. There's no way. Yeah, I mean, there's a very good chance everyone's right that the hope is just out the window. We've seen this movie too many times. But I'm just not going to be so effing miserable about it.
No, I feel you. And it's true, Martian. They haven't made it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
I get that, but I will say this, and this is, Scotty, you and I are at the fault of it too, because we just want to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. For being honest, I just want to be on that stage. I want to have that opportunity.
Act like the Knicks.
But I swear to God, bro, to give Joel a little bit of leeway here, Eastern Conference Finals appearances, weren't an effing statistic before Joel Embiid was in the league.
Right. Yeah. Fair.
No one gave a shit before if someone made it to the conference finals or not. And now it's just, I get it. It's fun. It's a joke. It's a punchline to other people. If you're a Knicks fan, you think it's funny. If you're a Celtics fan, you think it's funny. I got that. But if you're debating basketball, well, Jalen Brunson's been to a conference finals. Joel Embiid hasn't. That's not a statistic. It's never been a statistic.
Martian, you sound angry, man. It's draft night. We're having fun tonight. It's exciting.
It could be worse. The Sixers could be picking 19th and we still suck.
They could not have their pick.
Yeah.
OKC could win the championship and have a top 7 pick. So that could be.
Spurs pick is in.
I do think, man, this third pick, I do get how important it is, and I get why Martian feels that way. If you think VJ is a role player, by all means, yeah, don't take him. But you nail this pick, man, and I think VJ would be nailing it. I think Ace would be nailing the pick.
Yo, Martian, how about those fills, dude?
There is a light at the end of the tunnel, man. We do have Maxey, McCain. We have Quentin Grimes that we can bring back. You just got Justin Edwards, right, last season. That was a surprise.
See what Jeff Teague said about Justin Edwards?
Huh? Yeah, I did see.
He said about Justin Edwards?
I did see that. Which, it sounds crazy. Jeff Teague definitely has some wild takes. That's not a horrible take, man. Edwards was a top 5 recruit going into college, and he came out of Kentucky undrafted. So, whatever you want to say about that, maybe it was him, maybe it was Kentucky, but he was highly, highly touted going into that freshman year at Kentucky. So, I'm excited for what he can bring. But yeah, tonight it's a big deal. I just look at what Daryl Morey's done, though, man. I mean, even last draft, right? You get Jared McCain in the first round. Dembona looked all right. Like he was
Daryl Morey, with all of his flaws, with the bad contracts, the trades, everything, the trade deadlines. Daryl Morey has aced draft night ever since he's taken over.
Yeah.
I mean, the year Tyrese Maxey, not only the pick of Tyrese Maxey and nailing that, obviously, but that was the same night, I believe, that we got off of the Al Horford contract, and Jason and Josh Richardson, if I remember correctly, from that bubble team. And then he went and drafted Maxey later in the night. And I think we traded for Seth Curry that night as well. I think Maxey was a rookie that year. Let's see. Here come the Spurs pick.
Springer's a champion, Marcia. Have you not heard?
Dylan Harper. All right, brother. Here we go. Yeah, I'll give you that one, Martian. I'll concede. I mean, he's right. But, I mean, you got Maxey. Since he's been over here, he's traded for Seth Curry on draft night. He traded for DeAnthony Melton on draft night. Like, I know we look back and it's like, oh, well, what did that get us? DeAnthony Melton was a starter for this team for like 2.5 years. Seth Curry, same thing. Drafted Maxey, drafted McCain. He's gotten some of these guys like an Edwards, like a Ricky Council. And you know how I feel. Like, I know, like, I'm sounding positive. Scotty, we talk all the time. I hate when people overrate these kids. Now, I would love if Justin Edwards turns into a legit dude. But, like, in the last year and a half, when people are like, I don't understand why Ricky Council's not playing more. Ricky Council, brother. Like, that's what's going to save the Sixers this postseason.
Ricky Council, you're down bad when you're looking for Ricky Council minutes, man.
Isaiah Joe is
he's quality, man.
Nah, quality. Tony Bradley was on the Pacers this year, right?
Yeah.
Think about that. Caleb Martin became a 76er like 11 months ago. And I was hyped, dude. Remember that Christmas Day game in Boston? Remember that performance? And I was like, that's why he's fucking here.
Bro. And Mavs fans are sick. I saw them in the comments because there was this rumor that came out that they're trying to move Caleb Martin now. The Mavs are. And Mavs in the comments just like, oh, if only we could have a guy like Quentin Grimes who can score the rock at will instead of Caleb Martin. I think we all were, man. He was playoff proven. We just didn't get to
Yeah, I mean, evidently he only played well against the Boston Celtics, which is not a terrible thing if you're a Sixers fan, but I mean, it's just a season from hell, dude. Seriously. And then you watch what Grimes did, but it's the same thing, right? Like, all right, like, yeah, I want to bring Grimes back, extend Grimes, but then what? Then Grimes is going to be a role player between Joel and Maxey and forget how to shoot the basketball?
That's how it goes, yeah. That's how it goes in Sixers.
No spoilers from Twitter. I was thinking about checking, Martian, but for you, I won't.
Yeah, I'm not checking.
3 minutes and 40 seconds till the pick is, has to be in. It could be in before them. Dude, what would you do if they pick, like, the dude from France that's projected, like, 9th or 8th overall?
Oh, man, get the fuck out of here.
What would you do, dude?
That would be a piss-off. That's one of the few options that Daryl Morey has in which ways he could piss me off. Bro, I got to the point today, man. I was so deep down, like just looking for something to be happy about, like no matter what. And I got to Con Knipple, and you know what I started thinking about?
What's that?
I just started thinking about TJ McConnell's finals performance. And I thought, if TJ fucking McConnell can do it, Con fucking Knipple can fucking do it, dude. He's a 6'7" lethal shooter. Like, he can do it.
Yeah.
But
you're not I mean, you're not wrong, bro.
Not for the third pick.
All right, everybody, to celebrate the Sixers pick, all 320 people, go subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Help us out.
Every single person. I mean, why not?
So interesting. Dylan Harper to the Spurs, man.
This is true.
Hell of a talent, though.
Sixers are taking this clock down, brother.
They're thinking hard.
2:10 to go. Pick's not in.
Man. Just think about the 3 teams at the top of this draft, though, man. The Mavericks could turn around and compete for a championship. Maybe the Spurs.
Overall NBA talk. Dude, what's Pascal Siakam's deal?
What do you mean? The demon
He's
stuff?
He's around for every injury.
Oh.
He is on the floor for every injury.
That's actually
the last, like, 6 years.
Different page. I thought you were talking about him like rolling his eyes.
No, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, kind of voodoo shit did he do out there?
So
dude, they are. Look, the Spurs and the Mavs had their pick in within like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. We got a minute and 15 left before this has to come in.
What if they traded it for Jaylen Brown? How would you feel about that? Like a Paul George in the third.
It's very inappropriate, but I would probably cream my shorts.
I feel that.
Hope there's no children out there in the 3:30 that are watching. We're under a minute, and we're still ticking.
Brother, what's going on? Getting nervous, man.
Under 30 seconds, still going.
Yeah, I'm nervous, Martian. I feel you, dog. It doesn't matter who they pick. I'm still.
The pick's in.
I'm still going to be nervous because we don't know if it's going to pan out until they play. Just give me something to be excited for.
Can you hear this?
Yeah.
But for this pick, when you're talking best available, Ace Bailey of Rutgers is the most talented player after Harper and Flagg. That doesn't mean he's the right pick for Philly. To Bobby's point, VJ Edgecombe of Baylor is a wing that you would liken to a young Victor Oladipo or a young Dwayne Wade at the same point in their careers when they were 19 years old.
Is that
He's at both ends of the floor.
What?
That's Trey Wingo or no?
In this draft,
Not Trey Wingo.
No, Jay Billis.
Trey Billis. Okay.
But do you take him, given that he didn't work out, things like that? You have to rely on your tape and what your scouts saw.
Come on, Adam, come to the floor.
Make that decision.
And that was sort of the lack of workout that made the most headlines, was the reported scheduling workout for Philadelphia that he didn't end up attending. But looking at your best available,
Been here so many times, man, and we fucked up so many times.
I forgot what it's like to be nervous on draft night.
Yeah.
Let's send it back to NBA Commissioner Adam Silver.
Is this saying Howie Roseman?
Here we go.
With the third pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select VJ Edgecombe from Bimini, Bahamas and Baylor University.
Martian's about to go crazy in the chat. All right.
Martian, he's the next Dwayne Wade.
All right. It's in. It's
the
official.
next Key Wade, brother.
That, my friends, is what happens when you refuse to work out for NBA teams.
Yeah. I'm interested. I do hope that he goes to like the Hornets or the Wizards. I do hope that he goes there. That way, even if he is a star. But man, it's like you said earlier, that is one of the heaviest.
He said we drafted D'Anthony Melton.
That is actually not like an insane comp either. That's definitely like the floor.
Yeah.
I think his floor is higher than D'Anthony Melton, but that's funny as shit.
All right, look, here's the deal. So it's official. No more hypotheticals. No more who do you take. VJ Edgecombe is a Sixer, barring any Mikal Bridges-esque trades. We're locked in. All right, Scotty, give us the breakdown for all 350 people in here right now. 6'5", guard-ish wing, athletic as all hell. Is he already possibly the best perimeter defender the 76ers have?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would lean that way. I mean, Grimes is all right on defense. Paul George is not obviously what he used to be. Yeah, I think just by default, like obviously Maxey, McCain are not known for their defense. Yeah, I think he comes in. He like to your point, he would guard the best player in my imagination. So it being a guard, I think Paul George still has a little bit of leeway there if it's a forward, but no, it's exactly what you said. He's an explosive athlete. He has all the defensive intangibles. I think what gave me hope and what excited me was his feel, especially when you pick up the pace. I think you could have a unit with like him, Maxey, McCain, and just get out there and run. These could be the games maybe when Embiid's not in,
Yeah.
right? Or maybe Embiid's off the court and this is like a second rotational unit, right? Where you keep Maxey with these guys. And I do like him getting out in the break. I think he's going to bring athleticism. I think he is going to bring some of the excitement in that department in his first year. I think the hiccups will just be the shooting, man. It's going to be we'll see. Can he kick his career off like a Tyrese Maxey, like a Jared McCain? Jared McCain was known as a pretty prolific shooter coming out of college, but stepped it up to an even higher notch once he got to the NBA, got more volume. Same thing with Tyrese Maxey. So you're hoping that VJ can do the same. He shot 34% from the three-point line. It's average. It's not good.
Especially in college, bro. That you don't get unless you are Jimmer Fredette or Steph Curry, you don't get that kind of volume in college, especially in that Baylor system. Everybody on that team shoots three. So I'd have to go back. I don't know if you have the numbers in front of you. Do you know how many attempts he got up per game to shoot 34%?
Let me check.
Was it 4? You know what I mean? Was it 3?
Yeah, he was shooting just under 5, so 4.6.
Right. So under 5 threes a game.
6 out of 4.6 taken, right? So 34%. But
right. And again, look, that number has to go up if he's going to be the exciting number 3 overall pick, because you already have the defensive side, you already have the athleticism, he needs to develop the handle, but also that 3-point shot, because he can be a guy that, he's not needed to realistically put the ball on the floor all that much, right? When you're surrounded by Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, Joel Embiid. The shot's the number one thing for me. And we just don't know what's going to happen. Because we can look at those numbers and we go, why would you take him? He shoots under 35% from 3. Again, Tyrese Maxey shot under 29% his freshman year at Kentucky when we drafted him.
Yeah.
We just don't know.
Look at the Oklahoma City Thunder. Like, look at how they just won the NBA championship. It was with defense. They have SGA. They have J-Dub, who can get you 40 in a game 5, something that an Embiid teammate cannot do. Maybe Harden. Harden might have done that. I might be gaslighting him there. But nonetheless, I think when you look at the Oklahoma City Thunder and you look at what they have around SGA, and I get it, we're gravitating back towards like that role player. It's what they're going to come in and be day one, regardless. If it's Ace, if it's VJ, if it's Trey Johnson, they're going to be a role player regardless, as long as Embiid's here, quite frankly.
Right.
And Paul George to an extent, right? So I think you kind of just have to take that for what it is. Think about what this player can ultimately turn into. And I just think it's something different that we do not have on the roster right now. And I think it's something that we needed. You look at the impact, for example, and I think he's better than these players. I'm just using them as examples. We just got to see it in the finals firsthand. Cason Wallace, he comes off the bench. He's a role player. I get it. He comes in and he gets 5 fucking steals in a finals game. That's a big ass deal.
Yeah.
That's a big impact.
Like,
yes, maybe
I wonder, like, what did Alex Caruso shoot? What did Alex Caruso shoot in college from 3?
Alex Caruso is a great example.
And I get what you're saying. Like, I trust me. When you have a top 3 pick, are you looking to draft Alex Caruso or Cason Wallace? No. But the point is, for the next 2-ish years, this kid's not going to be asked to be anything else.
Right.
And if he is, that means we're injured again, which results in not winning again.
Yeah. It's a good point.
He said,
No,
Scotty,
Marshall,
you
you're not listening to what I'm saying. I said he's not Casey Wallace. I said he's better than Casey Wallace. I just was making a point on how impactful a player like Casey Wallace can be with
Right.
defensive intangibles. It's important. I get it. We have bad experiences. I do get it. And it creeps into the back of my mind too. I told you earlier when I'm talking through Edgecombe's profile, I get it. Thibault, Ben Simmons, Jaden Springer, even, right? Like these guys that we've talked about over the years. This kid, we just have to hope that he can be different. He is his own person.
He's just the thing with the thing with this pick is even if you don't love it, like I know the comps, but Jaden Springer was a 20th, something overall. Thibault was a late teens, 20th something overall. Even if the Sixers didn't take VJ Edgecombe at 3, VJ Edgecombe was looked at as a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
So the characteristics that you're worried about, I understand the pause. Like, did we just draft Matisse Thybulle 2.0? That's not what I'm looking for in the 3rd overall pick. Shoot me.
Right.
But this isn't just a Sixers thing. The Sixers didn't just take this kid out of left field with the 25th overall pick and, oh boy, here we go again. VJ Edgecombe was looked at as a top 3, 4, 5 player in this draft across the board.
There are levels to these things, man. Matisse Thybulle couldn't dribble. He couldn't dribble a basketball, dog. Like that there's a big difference to not having a scoring prowess versus just needing to improve it a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking at here with VJ. I think something that you sleep on, or not you, or I should say we sleep on. Look at who we have in-house. You think that Maxey is not going to get the best out of VJ? The way he's had Justin Edwards working? What's going on? What happened?
Yeah, guess who went 4th?
Who?
Khan
Knippel is it the Hornets?
Yeah.
Interesting, man.
Yeah. Ace Bailey. Maybe he'll get his wish. Maybe he'll get his wish.
I hate that Khan Knippel went to the Hornets.
Poor Khan, dude.
Yeah, man.
Poor Khan.
You can't be a full player.
LaMelo's not passing the goddamn ball to him. But all right, let's get out of here. VJ Edgecombe is a Sixer. Again, for the 100th time. 356 plus people in here right now. I know not everyone, not even close to everyone is watching on YouTube. Do us a favor, help us out. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Comment. We'll be live tomorrow. Phillies. Flyers made a trade. We're going to talk a lot of stuff. Phillies are losing right now. Zach Wheeler, I don't know if it's 2-0, but it was 1-0 when I last checked with 2 outs first. Hopefully they bounce back with a win.
Let's sleep on it and see how we feel tomorrow after the first round of the draft plays out. And maybe our feelings change after we see the way the draft board plays out. But
correct. I'm going to go watch VJ Edgecombe highlights and watch him dunk on people in Baylor all night long.
Yeah,
I'm going to get myself hyped up for the
jersey number he's going to wear, man. Think of a cool number for him. He's our number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Let's get excited. This is exciting.
Yeah, Martian.
The only reason that Martian feels like this, and it's fair, is because of the past. Let the past be the past for now, my man.
Yep. So subscribe, follow us on Twitter at DSM_media. For myself, for Scotty, for DSM. Go Sixers. Go Birds. Go Phils. And we might even be talking some puck tomorrow night. So make sure to tap in. We appreciate each and every one of you. Martian, D-Rab, everybody in the chat. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace out.
Peace, everybody.